As I look at Jefferson City, we are a good example because we have a lot of things that other communities don't have. We've got the river and we have a bridge spanning it. Well, we actually have a bike pedestrian bridge that allows you to go from one side to the other. And so we have those connections already in our community. We have the Katy Trail, which really connects quite a large portion of the state, which leads right into Jefferson City. So if we can really take advantage of our location being central, looking at the Katy Trail, the pedestrian bike bridge, and how can we build on that, what we already have?
I would say the topography here is very hilly. It can be very difficult for people that have any kind of disability, whether that be visual or they're unable to walk. Perhaps they have a broken leg or they're in a wheelchair or something along that lines. I would say that the livable streets idea, which is kind of an idea that we have infrastructure in place for those that drive, those that walk, those that bicycle, those that wheel themselves around, is absolutely essential for any community. And it can be confusing to people that are not familiar with this kind of thing. So if they just see a little bit of sidewalk and a bunch of grass, and then they're like, oh, this is just a waste of time and money. But in actuality, if you think about it over the long term, we're trying to connect this all together, and it will take time, and it takes money, and it's going to take, it might take 15, 20 years to connect all this stuff. And so, we remind people of that constantly.
For our region, we have a lot of small communities that that are losing population. Their population is leaving and going to larger urban areas. So I see livable streets as a good way for them to retain people living in their communities and also encourage new business growth. I'm a GIS specialist as well, and I do mapping for the Regional Planning Commission. So for our communities, and we have 38 communities in our region and 6 counties that we take care of, and we provide technical assistance to those communities. Part of that technical assistance is mapping out their sidewalks, mapping out problem areas with their roads, mapping projects that they want to work on. We inventory projects around our region and put them into a regional needs list, and we submit that to MoDOT every year. So we have to update that every year. So we're kind of that conduit from our communities and our counties to MoDOT, to the state level, for projects that they identify as a strong need. For livable streets, for us to inventory their sidewalks or their streets, it helps them in planning, it helps the community leaders in planning where they want to put new sidewalk, where they might want to change the dynamic of the system, where their problem areas are, where their good areas are, and it kind of helps them figure out cost for how they can improve on that system.
Something that people would need to keep in mind when they're looking at this is that we're trying our very best to make this the safest place for people, for pedestrians, for bicyclists, for cars, for everybody. But it's just a matter, since we don't have an infinite budget, we don't have, it's time and money that are so difficult to come across.
So we just need to really think of where we are and how we can connect what we already have, working with these other communities, and I think also seeing what they've done that's been successful in communities similar to ours with our type of topography and what we have, so that we can maybe implement some of those new ideas. I think we're already on the right track with a lot of that, but there's ways we can always improve that.